Welcome to Lost in the Lake, and in tonight's wild camp we're going up there. We're going up a place called Knitting Hawes. Now this place is in between High Spy and Maiden Moor, and it's I won't say a little known path, but for me, I haven't been up there before. Now I do know that there is a bit of a scramble at some point, so I've put my trusty boots on, get a bit more ankle support, even though it's red hot. But we're in the shade, so I was going to go up on the other side, but I thought climbing up the mountain, there we go, is that Maiden Moor's just behind that tree. It's a bit of an outcrop here actually. You know what, for a cheeky winter camp, I think this would be alright. It looks like someone's already camped here, to be honest. It's just where the grass is wet. Grass is died because it's so dry. Again, another warning for wildfires, and yeah, everything's dry. It hasn't rained for days, weeks even. Everyone's worried about a hosepipe ban, so which could happen. Looking at the lake levels, it's dropping really low, and there's reservoir, Thirlmere Reservoir has got like a lake level thing you always watch when it's flooding, but you can also see how low it's getting as well. And yeah, it's really, look at these trees here, full flower. Right, I think I'm going to have to break out the sat nav. I do know that path there takes me back down to the back of Grange in Borrowdale. So I need to be going up there somewhere, and I think you go behind the back of that little knoll there. The path does look, if it's the one that goes over there, that looks a bit uninviting really. So I'm going to get this on the go and get some sort of navigation. Just going to have a little look up here. There's a little like bench there. You know, I've never been here before, and to be honest, I've been walking like 5 minutes. Look at this. There's Grange, and you've got this just in the darkness there. Let's see if I can get it lit up a bit. Right in the centre there you've got Castle Crag and lots of other fells. Stunning, eh? What a neat little find. Just a little opening, 5-minute walk from Grange. And up here, and I've got this here, what's this? This property was presented to the National Trust by Canon Rawnsley in 1917. Now I'm not sure who Rawnsley is, but there is a Rawnsley Hall in Keswick, and so he must have been some sort of figure to be able to donate land to the National Trust. I don't know whether it was just this field or whether it was a lot more. I should maybe, when I'm bored in the tent, have a little Google, find out what why he got so rich. Well, he was a canon for a start. I think the church had a lot of money back then. Right, just going through this gate. Some private property here, so I wonder if this is the back of someone's garden or something. Well, it'd be a big garden. It'd be a manstey, I think. This area is. Right, let's see what this thing's saying. Footpath, that's what it's saying. Footpath. So we need to just basically follow this footpath on the way up. It's only been about 4 weeks, and all this dead bracken here is starting to get overtaken by all this stuff. So even though it's been so dry, all the fresh stuff's starting to grow through. so that's good. Still getting some sort of rain. Stunning little area. This is part of Borrowdale that I haven't explored. I've been up on the top where we're going to, but I just sort of take this little route and have a little venture myself. Right, there's paths all over here. There's a path this way and a path over that way. So what I'm going to do is just follow this sat nav to the T. So in fact, yeah, I think we're going this way. So here's another random building. This is that private forest here, and this here looks like it could be something to do with water. How about this for randomness? It's got 2 flat tyres and 2 up tyres. I think this is maybe obsolete now. It's got gas feed in it, and it's got a couple of doors that are open, but obviously this is locked, so I don't be going in there. CCTV in operation. It looks like someone's taped over the camera. Right, we'll leave the abandoned Jeep and carry on our way. I'm so glad I got this. I was about to go up on the right hand side there, but this thing's just sent me to the left, so I don't have to cross this waterfall. Well, it won't be much of a waterfall, but it certainly sent me the better way, I think, even though it is straight up. And just see you can see the sheep, and then you can just see little bits in between all these lambs around. Don't know if you can hear that one. There's one just there calling for its mother, and we've got water all the way up here, so if I'm running low, should be able to top up. I think I've got enough water. I've bought 3 litres with me. Not many people talk about how much water they take. Now in winter time, for an overnight camp, I usually take about 2 litres, and that does with my food, because if you're using dry food, obviously you're using a lot more water, and 2 litres tends to do your meal at night and a breakfast. And you probably often see on my videos I still have a bit left, especially in winter, but summertime I take 3 litres, and that does me a good walk. And what it is in summertime, I tend to have a longer walk in anyway, so I do need more water, whether it's hot or not. I still it's a longer time I'm walking for. I think we're going to start climbing now, so yeah, I'm going to be breathing a bit heavier. Right, it's certainly been a busy weekend. It's Keswick Mountain Festival this weekend, and I think this time last year I was over on the other side of the valley, just on Falcon Crag, and yeah, I was looking down on the festival, and you could hear it at night. But it did actually shut off a lot earlier than I thought, but for what I remember anyway. But we'll probably not hear it from where we're going to be, because we're about another 2 miles down the valley, so it's going to be a fair bit quieter, I think. It's starting to get really steep now. This path now just zigzags pretty much straight up next to this beck here, which is very dry at the minute. You can only just see a little bit of water. I imagine in summertime this turns into more of a waterfall, or more of a water feature even. Just looking back down, that's where that little hut is, and the abandoned Jeep. I'd say it's probably the farmer's, that probably uses it around here. So I can imagine this in the wet. It's quite slabby. It could be quite slippy. Obviously in the dry, nice weather, it's not bad at all. You get some nice views of Borrowdale as well. I do love this valley. and I can see why a lot of other people do as well. Looking ahead, I don't know where the footpath goes. I mean, this is saying, let's have a quick look, off to the left and round over this bit here. But there doesn't seem to be any way out of this bowl other than climbing up on the left here, which there's no path at all, so we'll keep continuing up here. If we need to, we can bail out and go up there. There's almost what looks like a route up, but it'll be okay for now because the bracken's not too high, but I would imagine in summertime that wouldn't even be an option either, because you'd be fighting through so much bracken. Like I say, it looks thick up there, but it's fairly thin, but you never know what's there. And again, usually if there's a footpath, that's a clear indicator, or if there's no footpath, that's a clear indicator to say the ground just ain't good for it. These footpaths have been here for years, so they're usually the best ways up, or in case of fell running paths, the fastest way up. You can still see Grange village down the bottom there. Look over there now. Stunning, eh? Right, ignore the trip odometer. Looks like we're at 1,000 feet already. So we've climbed up a good decent height. I am sometimes surprised on how quick you can get up these mountains. I would have thought, guessing I'd be sort of 500-600 feet, but no, we're already up. But looking at it, we're nearly sort of level with Waller Crag. So, and this mountain is a little bit higher than that. I think we're at 1,700 feet. So I've decided to bring the Hilleberg this time, and I can feel the difference, just an extra 1.5 kilos. But as we're going up high, there's been some random gusts of wind during the day, so although it's a real nice weather, I just wanted that to be safe. So the path is been nice and wide up so far, and it's starting to thin off now. It looks like it goes up where that sheep is and then through there. So we're really sort of getting steep now, and I believe it's going to be even steeper. There's a fantastic little sort of crack there, really dark. I bet some climbers have been up there. That looks like a bit of climbing territory, that. I bet a lot of water comes down here. Look at that gouge out of the path. Believe it or not, this is the path. It's gone so wide, and now it's just a gorge. And it takes us up over that way into the unknown. So just as I was packing ready to go from Grange, I saw two people kind of looking around. So I thought I'd ask them where they were going, just in case they were lost. They were looking to go down like a dead-end path. And so, anyway, they're doing the Cumbrian Way like a charity group. They had a problem with one of the party, which were getting picked up, and the other two were carrying on. And the reason why they were lost was they'd lost signal on the phone. And the Lake District has many parts with no signal. This is why I have one of these. Okay, I can have offline maps on my phone, but I'd much rather use this for navigation and use my phone as a backup, or to use Peak Finder to find out all these mountains. So if they had I mean, the guy actually said he had one of these and he's doing a walk, you know, so it's about being prepared and everything. Okay, the Cumbrian Way down there is fairly easy. You go through a village and then follow the lake back round to Keswick, and it's literally signposted. But you know, if you're out here, you could easily get lost, take the wrong path, and gets stuck in a gully. I can see the path now, kind of goes along there and then up. I'm kind of glad that it does that. Let's see, along that bit there, and then kind of over and up to there, so through that bit. I think that's what the sat-nav's saying as well. I'm being precautious on this path because I do know Mountain Rescue have put pointers out about this path to say go behind somewhere and not up somewhere. So I'm looking out for an alternative, easier path. I think this is the one I'm on actually. I think it might be, there's another sort of more direct route further over there that's pretty steep. But we'll soon find out, because we've still got a bit to navigate. But to be honest, that doesn't look too bad at that point. But we've got plenty of time to turn around. And, you know, if all else fails, I could camp down here. This place is off the beaten track. There's a nice little patch here. The only reason why I wouldn't is because there's quite a few lambs around. I don't want to be pinching a nice lamb's bed. Look at that stone there that I've missed. Let's just have a little gander at this. Just a random rock, eh? Looks almost man-made the way the rocks have been put in there. And you could step up onto there, and then you got a little table. But I need to do a few more steps up here, so I'm not going to be playing around. In fact, what I could do is put the camera up there. There we go. Nice little viewpoint. I hope you could see something. I was just kind of put the camera on full extension. This is a neat little traverse going along here. When you look at it, you'd think there was nothing, well, no way to get through here, but this is what I mean by following footpaths. You know, obviously get your wits about you, because you've got a bit of scree and you don't want to be rolling down that hill, do you? You can you make out Bowderstone? There's the car park there. Bowderstone must be around there somewhere. Just can't see it. It's a little precarious, this path, only because of either side, but if you stay on the path itself, it's quite easy. Not overly technical, but you could see it could get washed out quite easy. There's a fallen tree up there as well. So you can see the wind on the lake there rippling. Coming in from the north, and it's still warm. Bit of a steep drop down there. That's the path I've taken. I'm not filming and walking just because yeah, this little bit here is just not worth tripping. Don't want to trip down here. We're now a little bit higher. Come to a little viewpoint here, and then the path turns somewhere and back up that way. Seems to disappear from here, but I just looked at the sat-nav and yeah, it's going back on itself, and we take a right very soon. Look at that. Is this a little viewing point? Yeah, I think it's a little bit further over there. There is a path that goes onto that edge there. How are we doing for time? Oh, we've still got that to climb. And I haven't a clue where this path goes. I can't see it at all. I think it might go through there. So if you follow it through there, and it kind of goes up there somewhere. It's really hard to see. But yeah, that looks like the logical place to go. It's not too steep compared to all these rocks that are around here at the moment. But that's a nice little viewing place. That's back in the sun as well, so when we get over there we'll be in the sun. Little cairn. I can imagine when this is in snow, because of all the rocks, you need the cairns to distinguish from a natural rock. Right, through this little gap here. Oh, look at that, stunning. That's the bottom end of Borrowdale there. I bet we've got no phone signal here. Talking about phone signal. Oh, look at that. We've got 5G and it's 7:30. What a stunning little area this is. Haven't met anyone yet either. You know, this is another walk, so busy in with the mountain festival in town. You come here and you can get a walk all the way up a mountain and not see anyone still. It just shows you can get away from everything quite easily in the lakes. Again, I mean, this is boggy ground here. I would imagine most of the you could even get a cheeky little camp here. I would say you wouldn't see anyone, but there's always fell runners. To be honest, I don't think fell runners count. They're just a different breed really, aren't they? I don't think, most of them are not human. Be able to run on air and just run up mountains like it was nothing. Classic one, Bob Graham's 66 hills, is it? Or 66 mountains, 45 hills, something like that. And people doing it in 13 hours. I think someone's broke the 12-hour mark as well. It's crazy what speeds people can get up mountains, and you know, I take hours to get up and sometimes days. What a nice little place this is. So quiet. We're going to be going up on the top. I would imagine I might see a few walkers when we get on the top. People walking off, people going to a campsite that's not far from here. I say campsite, a spot where it's really good for camping, by a town. And I would imagine there'll be people going off to there, but I'm going to try and find a spot on Maiden Moor itself, known for its marsh, its rockiness and heather. So hopefully we'll find a little place. I mean, like that little grassy place that I can just get my tent on. That's all I want. Nice level grassy place. Got to find one in the fells. Look at this. Now this looks like an easy crossing for me today, but look at the rocks and look how wide this is. I bet this fills up quite a lot. There is a couple of stepping stones there that you could go across, but nice and easy today. Looks like there's been a fire up here. Look at that. All this black telltale sign that there was a fire. Whether it was controlled or not, I don't know, but it only looks like a small patch. Whether it's been a big fire at some point, but it's, yeah, look at that. It's all dark and charred. I'll have to check on a map, on a website, and check, see if there's been a fire up here. But it certainly does look like it. Look at how dark it all is. But only on the footpath, or only on this area. It kind of stops here. So it could be that it's a really old fire. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll carry on up now. Yeah, it's great coming places that you've never been. And yeah, I'm really glad I came this way now. Like I say, we've been in the shade, just that tad cooler. So I know it's a bit darker, but you can look out and look at that skidder. Oh, that'd be really hot going up there today. Yeah, it's only 23 degrees, but it just, in the UK, 23 degrees is so much hotter for some reason than what you think. I don't know whether it's the humid air that we get or what. It still gets cold at night though. Still going to be dropping to about 4 degrees. I've got my lightweight sleeping bag again, but again backed up with the down pants and down jacket. And in fact, I could probably just sleep in them, to be honest. I'm just testing out the bag. It says a 4-degree comfort rating. I was too hot last time, so I thought I'd try it up a fell where I know it's going to be 4 degrees. But it's such a lightweight, thin thing that, yeah, you kind of worry about it. It's not even down either, so you could probably get something even lighter being down. This is Primal Off Gold, which is really good insulation, but there's not much of it. It's got number 80 on it, so it's Primal Off Gold 80 fill. I'm not sure what the 80's for. It's certainly not 80 grams. It's a bit heavier than that. Just see the sun. So we're starting to get near the top. I think that's probably High Spy. We're going to be going not to High Spy, but we're going to be taking a right. I feel a bit of wind now as well, so I think we're going to get in the sun, but it's going to get windy. Getting near the top now. I've got 300 feet to go. I just checked on the sat nav. The point I set it to is at 2,000 feet, which is where the ridge path is, and I'm pretty sure that's a little bit higher than where we're going, so we'll be dropping down a little bit. But yeah, I was expecting more wind, but we're still on this side of the fell, still a good 300 foot down as well. So that there, what I thought was High Spy, isn't. It's just another viewing point, just another pinnacle, and it is I think it has got a path to it and a cairn, but it's not the top of High Spy. But we're starting to level off now, starting to see the sun poking through, so it's going to get really bright soon, and I've got used to the shade, and I'm going to wish I brought my sunglasses. Okay, that crag there is actually called Minham Crag. It even looks like there's some sort of man-made lump of something there, but I don't think it is. It's too big. But we're getting up to the ridge now. We're getting a sunrise while the sun's setting. There we go. And now I'm glad I wore my hat because I'm blinded. No wind. I think I could have got away with the other tent, but to be sure, I suppose. See the whole sort of ridge line, so you can see the whole of like Bleebury Fell and all that, and then you got Clough Head going over to Rays, loads of other mountains, and then finishing just on the right there at Helvellyn. Blencathra's just there. Right, we're coming up to this ridge. A couple of people over on High Spy, or walking over towards High Spy. No one to the right, and we're going to be going off to the right there. I'm just going to come over this ridge and have a look at the view that you get. Just see the two walkers over there. They don't look like they're wild camping, they just look like they're out for a day. Still a few hours left in the day, so look at this. That's looking over to Hindesgarth just on the left, and Robinson. Don't think you can actually see the difference in it looks like the same mountain almost. And you've got Grisdale Pike and Coaldale Range over there. Look at this. You can even see Scotland from here. That's Binsey Fell. You can just see a little bit of bass and thwaite and a look pike. That's Causey pike just there. Not that you can see it much. Usually you can see better on the camera than you can on the screen. But look at this. Rocky, flat, no good for camping. It's quite a wide path this, just this section. But we're going to continue on over onto Maidenmoor. I'm going to be looking off to the right and try and find somewhere to camp. Look at this ground here. I think I'm going to have a bed of heather tonight, and hopefully not random rocks poking everywhere, but we'll see what we can do. So studying the OS map before I came here, there seems to be something down on the right that's a bit level, or a bit more level, but looking at this ground, I mean, it would be great. I could camp right there, but that's right in the middle of this sort of wide path. And I do believe the Mountain Festival have got some sort of race on early on in the morning, and I've lots of people running past my tent. Try and get off, or get over this little rocky outcrop here, right there, and have a look, start having a look for camps there. So I'm not looking, well, I'm always looking for camps, but I'm going to try and get something off that side, and hopefully, I don't think there's any point taking that one because it joins back up to here. I think that's more to get to Bagger Summit. Not that it's Maidenmoor itself. I think that's more off to the left here. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything over that side. I mean, I could go here at a push, but there's like 3 main paths on this. There's one here, over there, this one I'm on, and then the actual main path, which is like a ridge route, is over there, and that's probably used more because you can get nice views over that side, whereas there's I mean, you get nice views here, but oh, that's Dock Tarn, I think, little tarn there. Certainly not a Wittenleth, because that's over the other side. I'm pretty sure that's Dock Tarn. Is that, or a shadow? Look at this, I'm walking on this path and my shadow just there's walking on the other path almost perfectly. Right, now again, this is the sort of main path here. We're coming to sort of a crossing point, so I don't really want to be camping here, even though it looks nice and level over there. We're going to try and get over that side. Hopefully this will reveal all. Yeah, we're looking almost directly towards the Pennines, so we're going east, or looking east anyway. No, still got to go off to the left here, and yeah, there's a path there. Okay, we're a lot further than I thought it was. This is yeah, this is the path down onto Maidenmoor, so we're further this way than I thought it was, so we're hopefully going to be camping way over there in the distance. Right, better get a move on. Right, this is a telltale that there's definitely a race on up here tomorrow. I think them 2 guys that were going up there were putting these out. So you got these flags to sort of say this is the way you go. There's one up by the cairn. Look at the size of this thing. I think that's had enough rocks. So that's the main path route that we the race will be on. So I can just see someone off over there. Even looks like it could be a tent, but we're going to get more off to the right on the moors there. Well, I'm a little bit further on now, just getting over to Maidenmoor itself, and then the bit that I'm looking at is over to the right hand side. So there's 2 paths here. I'm going to take the right one, There is still wind, but it's a constant 8-10 mile an hour, something like that. So I think I would have been fine even in my lightweight tent. I was planning on going super lightweight because of the weather and everything, but we've just been having these random gusts that I just couldn't be bothered in a super lightweight tent trying to pitch it back up with sticks. I've had it fold on me before. It's not fun when you've got tents that can hold it, so you might as well just bring the one that'll stand up in the wind. I do like it when the weather's like this. It's really nice, and that breeze is just taking it off. The only thing is, with that sun and a breeze, you're not feeling the rays, so could quite easily get burnt. And you can see why people come off the fells sometimes and they do get burnt. So these flags have stopped now, so I'm wondering either that's the path they're going to take, or it's just they just haven't flagged this bit because it's quite easy. Up there's a few different paths you can go, yeah, so we should get a nice sunrise as well over the Pennines there. Now, I was saying before, the wind felt like it was coming from the north, but I think it's because it was channeled down the valley. When I'm up here now, I can feel it sort of coming from northeasterly almost. North is pretty much that way, and it's coming pretty much, I don't know, it's hard to tell. It's kind of that way, but it's still coming from the north, so it does have a little bit of a chill in the air. So I think before I put the tent up, I'm just going to put a lightweight jacket on, just to stop that little bit of wind chill. I'm bringing out the mugu early, just a bit thirsty. What's this one? Grape. There doesn't seem to be many bits in this one. Maybe I'm going to get them all. I think they're all down the bottom there. I mean, it's quite nice when you're thirsty and a little bit hungry as well, and you got something to chew on. And I can see why people like these. Oh, I do. They're really nice. Right, that's kind of a viewpoint over there. Looks like there's a spot down there. I wouldn't recommend this if it's been raining, because usually when there's all this heather here, there's lots of bogs and stuff, and there is kind of a level point just down there, but I would imagine that'll be really boggy when it's been raining. So we're going to carry on a bit further than I'd like, but we've still got plenty of time. It's 8:20. This is a level walk. We can always come back to this point here. And apart from them two people up the top there, I still haven't seen anyone. Like I say though, it is 8:20, so there's a few people off the fells. I must be getting hungry. I just watched a sheep chewing its cud, and I was thinking, oh, that'd be really nice to sort of like, oh, I'm hungry, right, I'll just chew some more food. And obviously everywhere's food for them up here. And just surrounded by food. And yeah, even though I've had my mugu, I still want something a bit more substantial. So tonight I've got beef stew in a powder form, as usual. I still need to do these real foods. I do like it when I do, cook a steak. In fact, the last time I did that was when my tent collapsed on me and the door blew out. That was the Terra Nova. So even though I had a really nice steak, didn't have a camp, did I? So I went out, pitched up in a field, and came home, had a steak and came home. Might be going back to that point. I decided against going over to it because I think it'll just be quicker just to come round here and see if my memory serves me rightly, that there is actually a camp I can do. In fact, I've just spied a little place just off the path here. I mean, it's in full view of the path, but I'd be pitched looking into the valley there. Looking back at this point here, there's a place, sorry, there, just on that where it's in the sun. That looks like a nice place, but we're just gonna go around this corner here and it should get a viewpoint of what this looks like. You can see the lake and everything, so you should be able to see if there is a part to camp on. And this is what I was thinking. Off to the right here, maybe one of these spots potentially would have a camp. There's actually 3 wild campers down there. Just looking at the pitches that I know of, yeah, there's another 2 on cat bells just there. So we're gonna go, I don't know, I'll have a quick look over here. It's quite, there's a lot of ledges on this side of the fell, so you could potentially camp just above them guys. Right, I don't know how this is going to go. We haven't got much space that's flat. It's kind of here, all this dried sheep poo. So Hilleberg, pegs and poles. Get the poles out first, just because doesn't really matter, does it? It's lovely weather. There's that spare pole. So that's, even Hilleberg give you like a spare full pole. Right, I'm going to shove everything in and then take a little wander over there. Thought I'd come about 25 metres away. The path's like another 40 metres over there, and look at it. It's well hidden. Trouble is I can't see the sunset, but we should get a nice sunrise. I'm going to have to get up super early, try and get the sunrise for over there. You can just see the mountains fading, the colours on the mountains fading as well. So I'm going to get back over to the tent, get things set up and get some tea. It's getting late. It's absolutely gorgeous. Still some people on top of cat bells, but we're hidden away in the bushes. That's pretty stealthy, that, actually. You wouldn't even think it was campable, but it's nice and level. It's always better coming from the top down and you can see like these level bits, but when you get to a point, go lower and have a look up and see if it actually is level. So I keep saying that when you look down at something, it looks nice and level. There's a spot further up over there that I thought was level, but got down to it and there's no way level at all. I'm gonna get set up, get me trekker chair and enjoy the view. So I'm just sitting here enjoying that view. I mean, I can't see what you can see there, but I'm looking that way. Can't see much of a sunset, but can, if I lean out, I can see the coast there. So you can see a fair bit of the sunset there. But look at this, almost a 180 view. But yeah, looking right over to the Pennines, so the sun should rise about there. Thought I'd get ready for my tea tonight as well. So I've got the jet boil stash again with the proper gas, works really well. A couple of Nescafe instant coffees. We've gone full adventure foods this time. We've got the trusty expedition breakfast. It's really good for filling you up in the morning. And tonight I've got minced beef and minced beef hot pot. Does feel quite powdery. Hopefully we don't have the failure like I did. I think I worked out what happened last time. These are sort of sealed up to there, and what happened was that came out. So when I was pouring the water in, the level was a lot lower. So I had a very watery. What was it? I think it was chili con carne I had last time. So I'm going to try this minced beef. It says it's got carrots and makes it look nice and fresh, doesn't it? We'll see what it's like. Yeah, venture foods are quite good for the price of them. I think you get a good, definitely for the breakfast. You know, you do get, that is quite filling, really good. 600 calories. We've got 600 calories in this one as well. 10 minutes. So that's fine in when it's warm like this. And then, just as a treat, I've got myself some chocolate milkshake. And obviously, my water. I've already had my muggu. So I've got 2 litres there, and that was a 1 litre one. So I've got 3 litres of water altogether, plus the milkshake and the muggu as well. I've got the thing ready to go. This ready to go on the boil. See if I can do this with one hand. But move that over there so I'm not reaching over the flame. There we go. Get that on the boil. Get a lid on. Wait for that to go to the boil, and we'll enjoy this view. This is pretty quick when there's no wind and you've got a full gas canister. Even went for the jet boil one. Not sure if it makes much difference, but it says 4-season performance on that, so I'm wondering if that works better in the cold. There we go. We're on the boil. Right, so that's all made. Needs to sit for 10 minutes. Very powdery at first, but when I actually tasted it, it was a mashed potato. So it's minced beef hot pot, but what they failed to tell you is actually it's probably about 80% mashed potato in there. You know, like when you get smash powder. It's very similar to that. Right, it's getting pretty dark outside, and I've got my tea ready now. Slightly longer than 10 minutes, but it's still hot. It does look a bit like wallpaper paste. It's quite, look at that. But let's try and taste it. It's basically mashed potato with veg. Good morning. Well, that was a quiet night once the mountain festival had stopped. Yeah, it got all quiet. Let's just have a look down here. No sunrise today. Well, the sun did rise, but no. But still looking good. I think it's going to get a bit warmer. I think it's time to get some breakfast and get this tent packed away. Right, that's it. All packed away now. Time to get the tent down. I might just hang around here for a bit. Look at the view. You can just hear the mountain festival as well. A few people have summited Cat Bells just now.
race wardens or something. There should be some runners coming along. The path is just down there, so I might be able to see a few people coming along. Right, there's the tent. Just going to have a little wander over here. I had a look on the map, and I think this is a bit of a crag up here. Black Crag they call it. There's Grange Village. I'm going to have a wander over this morning to Castle Crag. I've got to go down. There's the path I took coming up Knitting Hawes, and I'm going to go down to Castle Crag and then have a little walk back up. There's a campsite just down there. And the wind's picked up a little bit, but nothing too bad. Just get the stuff out. Right, time for a pack down. Right, no magic this morning. It's this quick. There we go. Right, time to get back on the path and go down to Castle Crag. Right, just heading off up Maidenmoor now. I've gone onto this race route and seen a few people go past. It's a 8 Peaks walk actually. I thought it was a fell run, but it's a walk. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go up to the top of Maidenmoor. Not bad at all. I think the guys that were camping down there disappeared. Did spy another tent further on, but I think most of them have gone now. Maidenmoor summit is further over there, but there's a nice little viewpoint here as well. There we go. Lovely day to be in the fells. Great views, eh? Well, looks like I've recorded everything in slow motion again. So I've just come down from Maidenmoor, came down Rig Quarry. Nice little walk down there. And, there's a little quarry in there that I want to try and explore sometime. It's quite good. So now, just going through here. This is Johnny Wood, and this is the one that leads to Dalton Caves. I've also had to strip right down to my t-shirt. Montbell. It's a new shop in Keswick. I think it's a Japanese company, and they've decided to come over to England, and their first shop here is in Keswick. This top's like they call it Wicktron. It's supposed to feel like cotton, but actually wick. It doesn't. It slightly feels like cotton. I wouldn't say it's as good as comfortable as cotton, but at least you're not. You know, if you're sweating, especially on days like this, it does get rid of the sweat, so it stays dry. They also sell lots of other stuff I've yet to explore, but they do like 1,000 fill power thermal jacket, and you know, it feels really packable. I think it'd be good for kind of ultra lightweight camps and stuff. I tried to go ultra lightweight yesterday, but with the wind I had to take the Hilleberg, and that thing's, I wouldn't say it's ultra lightweight, but it's ultra strong. And funnily enough, it didn't get that windy. So anyway, I was fine. I do like this part of the Lake District, right at the bottom end of Borrowdale. Such a nice little place. This part of the woods is actually classed as rainforest, although you wouldn't think it at the moment because it's so dry. But the amount of rainfall it actually gets classifies it as a rainforest. Just notice this old, really old wall. And a path going up there. Must be something to do with these caves when they were mined. I'm not sure this cairn has a use. It's so low down. I'm sure it might get used in, I don't know, there's 2 cairns, but there's such a big path. I don't think you'll get lost. So through here, if you follow that path, carries on going up, and that takes you to Dalton's Caves. A lot of people think it's down here, but I think the easier path is going straight up that way. And if you take the path off to the left there, through there, it takes you up to the caves. God, what a contrast. Up there, I was wearing 2 jackets, and it had a biting cold wind. Come down here now, I wish I had shorts on. It's so hot. Yeah, it just shows you the difference. Last night was, I think it dropped down to about 7 or 8 degrees, so it's still quite warm. I thought it would probably go down to lower than that, but it didn't. I've got a little temperature thing that tells me the temperature, and I think first thing in the morning, about 6 o'clock, it was 10 degrees, and now it must be 23, 20, 21, 22 degrees. Big difference, plus it's later on in the day. But this river sometimes comes up here, but look at that, stones for miles. As you can see, this is quite a busy place for people. You can actually walk across the river. Wow. That river is super low. I've never seen it this low before. Not that I come down often to this place in particular, but the river's like proper low. I think this impending hosepipe ban might come in within the next week or so, I think. There's certainly talks about it. I think I need a drink myself, to be honest. It's getting really hard work. Now we're just on a road. We're just going to take that road back to Grange. I could say that was definitely one successful wild camp. Pack was a bit heavier than I planned on being, because I wanted to do a nice walk over these fells here. Look how dramatic they look now. Yeah, so just being on top of there, and that's the path I went up there somewhere and come back down. Right, that's it. This has been Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.